This video will demonstrate adding mask layers to a cross-section and reordering mask layers from within the Allegro PCB Editor. So I'm going to launch the cross-section editor. I'll use the cross-section editor icon. You can see I have a standard, what looks like a PCB design, 6 conductor layers. I need to add some masks and other layers like that to implement this flex design. So I want to start with adding a solder mask top. So I'm going to select on the top layer, do a right mouse button, add layers. There's the add layers form. Again, I'm going to make sure it goes above the conductor top. This is a standard solder mask, so I can go into my design, define mask layers, go to the top, select a solder mask top. That's going to be a solder mask function, and it's going to be a flexible LPI material. And you'll notice in the bottom right hand corner of the add layers form, I have a little summary of what I'm going to do. So I'm going to add one layer above the conductor top. The type of that is a mask. The name of that is solder mask underscore top. The function is solder mask, and the material is solder mask flexible LPI. So I'll select add. If we look over in our cross section form, we can see the solder mask top went there. It's above the top. And down the info tab, we can see that now we have 7 layers, 6 conductor, and 1 mask. Now, let's go ahead and add a solder mask bottom below the bottom layer. So I'll come over with the add layers form still open. I'll come over, select on bottom. Now make sure I add this below the conductor bottom. I want this to be another design, define mask layer, but it's not going to be on the top. It's going to be in the bottom, and I want that to be a solder mask bottom. And that's going to be a type of solder mask, and I'll use the same material and do another add. So now we can see we have our solder mask bottom below our bottom and our solder mask top above our top. Now suppose we want to add in adhesive layers above the solder mask top and below the solder mask bottom, but there is no standard design type of adhesive. You look in here, there's no adhesive there. But I can put that in a site-defined mask file. And remember, this is looking for a file called mask layer site file.xml, and it has to be in the material path in order for the system to find that. So I'm going to select on solder mask top. I'll make sure that goes above the solder mask top. I'm going to expand my site-defined mask layers, expand my top, and select adhesive top. And the default here of a dielectric adhesive epoxy is being driven by that mask layer site file. So I'm going to add that layer above the solder mask top. And I'm going to go add another adhesive below solder mask bottom. So I'll make sure I select below solder mask bottom, expand the bottom, and just do an add. All right, so let's go ahead and finish off this stack up. Got a few more things to do. I don't need any more site-defined mask layers. I can use all design. And above the adhesive, I want a stiffener. That's going to be a dielectric base, FR4. So I want to add that above the mask layer. Make sure you always check that. I want to add the stiffener above the adhesive top. And now I want to add a gold below my adhesive bottom. So let me make sure I go over to the adhesive bottom. Select on below adhesive bottom. I want that to be a gold soft. And I'll just use those defaults. Now I want to add cover lays at the very top, very bottom. So let's see, we're at the bottom now. Let's just select a gold soft bottom. Below that, I want a cover lay bottom. We'll use the defaults. And let me go over to the top. So I'm going to make sure that it goes above the stiffener top. And I'll change that to cover lay top. All right, so that's my layer stack up. But upon reviewing this, I've made a little bit of a mistake that the stiffener top should actually be above the cover lay, and the gold should be below the cover lay bottom. So I want to reorder my masks. That's easy to do. I'll close down the add layers form, and I'll use the edit mask layer order file. And if I wanted the stiffener top above my cover lay, I'll just select stiffener top and hit the up arrow. I got that there. We can go down to the very bottom. I'll select gold soft bottom, hit the down arrow. That puts it down there. I'll say OK. Now I have the order that I wanted with the stiffener, then the cover lay, adhesive, solder mask. In the bottom we have the gold first, then the cover lay, then the adhesive, and then the solder mask. This concludes the video that demonstrated adding mask layers to a cross section and reordering mask layers from within the Allegro PCB Editor.